One. Hi there, it's Phil Berman here, personal trainer. Just sharing with you a little video interview with one of my clients, Will. Will came to me last November, wanted to get his strength up, build some muscle, some energy. So I thought I'd just share his story. Nice to share client stories and their wins as well, not just talk about me, but talk about my clients because they're the main ones. So thanks, Will. Thanks for coming along. I hope you're good today, mate.
Yeah, hi, Phil.
Good. So let's go back to November then. So where was you kind of, mentally, physically back in November, and why is it you wanted to reach out and do some personal training with me at the time?
Right, yeah. So I already knew. Obviously, we already knew each other in November through circuits,
Yep.
and that was going great. I'm still enjoying that. But I'd recently turned 40. I turned 40 like last October. And I knew that you kind of had like a background and a big thing for the powerlifting. So I wanted to like learn more about that as a new thing to do, another way of like investing in myself and trying to get that little bit stronger, get the edge.
Yeah. And I guess as you reach 40, is that kind of something that sort of plan on your mind as well for future health and future strength and all that kind of stuff?
It's just see it as like you see it as maybe a new sort of phase in your life. It's like, what can I do? Is it time for me to do something for myself? How can I, what other options have I got for like getting ahead at work, for taking time out from my family, and all this kind of stuff. So it really helps me. The PT stuff and the strength training is a good way. It's a good sort of it's challenging, but it's also like a good escape. And it's something that you can do. It doesn't take a lot of time, right? So a couple of hours a week, out of quite a busy schedule, and you see a lot of result from it, really. Well, I certainly have.
So you're thinking like you needed a bit more you time kind of to focus on something for yourself, but then would have benefits obviously for everyone around you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good way of taking out if you're feeling stressed, or if you're feeling like you've got some like excess energy to take. You might be taking things out on people, and it's a good way of getting rid of like sort of pent up aggression, or just those kind of feelings that these days sitting around, whether you're working at home, most people working around at home, they've got much of a chance to kind of burn off like excess energy and get that kind of frustration out. So it's a really good thing. The powerlifting is a really good one for that. It certainly helps me with that.
It's the lockdown effects, basically, isn't it? Sort of coming into play a little
bit.
Yeah. So let's go on to your training then. So, I mean, in 4 months, we've got his strength up beyond 50% in all these lifts. So we're doing the big compound moves. That's squats, that's deadlifts, that's bench press, overhead press, and bent over rows. We've obviously got some other stuff mixed in as well. So boosted strength right up by 50%. We've built some muscle. So let's go to what you've gained, Will, over these last 4 months. So let's start with the strength gain. So how does that feel to be 50% stronger, and how has that benefited you?
Well, I mean, the thing with the powerlifting it can be very visual, can be a bit intimidating. So when we load up the barbell now with weights that we're going to be moving, it can be a little bit intimidating. But then by building up slowly, taking it back down, going back up again, it becomes something that is achievable. So sometimes look at the weights that we're going to be working with, and just it really kind of blows my mind that we're actually able to work with that.
Yeah.
And for myself, I can remember like when we started off doing like squats of like 90 kilograms, I felt like I was going to fold in half, and now that's just that's like a warm up. Yeah,
that's the warm up. Well, that's
exactly
the strength training. I keep saying the beautiful simplicity of strength training. It's obviously you've got to know what you're doing. You've got to know the form. It's obviously what I teach Will, and but then you build up your numbers, and your numbers go up. You have to build muscle. You have to build strength. It's just the way it goes, and it's like little wins, isn't it? Stack up over a small period, but then they turn into big wins. Is that sense of achievement or something that you felt as well, and during the training?
Yeah, and then outside, and then away from actual training, just in like day-to-day life, just feel more confident, just more clear-headed. You know, and then yeah, and there's various things you'll be doing in your day-to-day life that need you to like move different ways, and it's just not an issue. And there's less times, you know, you might feel that maybe you're working in the garden, something you got to move, something quite heavy, like pick up a bag of sand or whatever, and you might be, in the past it might have given you a twinge. Now it's just like, whatever, just pick it up.
Oh, my back, you know what I mean? But now it's just like up and go, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So if you know, what about your family, your friends, your wife? What have they noticed a difference in you at all during this training?
Yeah, so my wife certainly has, and my family. She's happy. She's happy about it. She's certainly happy about it. She says I'm like more burly than I used to be, so she's quite chuffed about that. You know, it's not the kind of training that you shouldn't expect to like end up with like kind of unnatural looking muscles bulging out of all over the place. It's not that sort of thing, but I've certainly become bigger. You know, I haven't lost weight. I've put on weight, but it's muscle weight, right? Obviously. So she says my shoulders are much bigger, my arms in general, upper body, and yeah, I can tell that. I can just tell in my legs I'm just much more stronger and feel much more stable on my feet.
Body composition look in it, you know, you're getting that look. So you're putting on the muscle weight, but obviously, you know, it's not fat weight, it's muscle weight, and you're getting that nice shape.
Yeah.
Come on with the strength. Well, it's always good to get a compliment from the wife, isn't it? So, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's again another thing with strength training. Very quickly, you'll start to get that nice tone look, as Will said. It's not like, you know, the veiny bodybuilding look. There's a bit of biff busting there. Strength training is a bit different. It's a more dense muscle, so it makes you stronger, which has knock-on effects. Makes you more energized, and it just looks good. And you know, I remember that's what got me started. You know, people start to notice me after a few months when I started doing it. It gives you buzz. It makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, stuff like, you know, I'll come down and do an hour session over my lunch break and go back to work, and you do feel tired from it, but at the same time you're energized, you're able to go into your meetings, finish off the day with that extra, you know, with that knowledge that you've just achieved that, and that the time that you've spent has been put to good use.
Yeah. So just talking about work, then, would you say it's had a positive effect on your work as well, the way you approach your work, the way you deal with customers, and obviously leading your teams as you do?
Yeah, definitely. So there's confident, you know, by how it gives you that buzz and clears out your head. It's a break away from work, and you can come back to what you were doing before, re-energized, and have more confidence when you're going into big meetings, things like that. So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Will. Obviously, just a few points there from Will on the benefits of strength training, personal training. So just one last thing, Will. Who would you recommend this for, this type of training?
Yeah, so really, it's anybody, like, so for me, it was something I was curious about, but never really got into in the gym. So maybe you're in the gym at the moment, maybe you're not, but you've kind of always felt a little bit held back in terms of like picking up, getting involved with the free weights and all that sort of thing for various reasons. Like you might feel that, oh, you don't know what you're doing, which you probably don't. That you're going to get injured, which you probably would, you know, and so doing that, having Phil there to kind of talk you through it, sort out a plan for you, help you with the warm-ups and all this kind of stuff. That's really helpful. So anyone wants to kind of get an extra boost, really, and doesn't have a lot of time to waste in the gym on the machines where they don't really know what they're doing, basically.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you know, when I first went to the gym, I was scared of the free weight section. You've got big burly blokes over there, you know, you kind of have a look at that and you hide in the machines or something, or go and them all for 20 minutes and then give up and go home because you haven't got that knowledge or plan or guidance or confidence. So yes, there it is. Well, thanks, Will. Thanks for sharing that. Been on a great journey so far. It's been great training you. We're 4 months in now. With, you know, in another 4 months, we're going to be even better, getting them strength gains, getting that muscle tone, and getting your confidence up. So thanks for coming along and sharing that today.
Cheers, Phil.
Cheers, mate. So there you go, guys. So if you're interested in personal training, interested in strength training and the knowledge you can get from that, just drop me a message and we can have a chat. And, you know, you can either use this in your gym, or if you've got equipment at home, you don't have to have a lot of equipment. You can just have weight plates, but if you've got equipment at home, you can use it there too, okay? and just drop me a message and we can have a chat. Thanks, Will. I will speak to you soon, mate. See you at circuits.
Cheers, Phil.
Cheers, mate. Bye.